All right, y'all, so you see we got another summertime classic ready for you. 1975 Buick LeSabre Convertible. Stay tuned. I'll go ahead and take you all around her, take her on a test drive, get her up on the rack. Let's get into it. So like I said, we got a 75 Buick LeSabre. I'll take you all around her. We're going to be running this one as a semi project. She run, drives, and stops good, as you see on the test drive. Body and paint isn't horrible, but there are some things that would need to be fixed. So getting into it, I'll probably say the paint is about a 7. Got the trim intact where it's supposed to be as we move further down the side. Would say that obviously window felt like the weather stripping. Eventually you would need that. We got a little bit of bubbling right here. Looking down the side though, she doesn't appear to be too wavy. Any issues there? Coming around the trunk, the seams look pretty solid, and again, paint does not look horrible by any means at all. You see that we're missing the little keyhole cover there. Then we got a couple scratches. The rear bumper doesn't look bad. No dents. Chrome doesn't look horrible. Maybe in a couple years it will be time to be re-chromed. All of the lights work and they are intact as well. Looking down the driver's side, again, she appears to be pretty straight. Got a couple little nicks here from people opening the door, of course. Looking at the glass, glass is solid. I don't see any rock chips or any cracks. Actually, we got a little tiny bit of issue there. Very small though. I mean, maybe about a ½ inch wide. Coming towards the front, you got a couple indentations here where somebody hit them with touch-up paint. Looking at the hood is not in horrible shape by any means at all. No scratches or deep rock chips or dents to point out. Emblems intact across the front. Chrome looks solid in the front as well. No dents, no rust showing. Let me go ahead and grab the keys, pop the hood, and then check out the trunk. All right, so under the hood, relatively clean. We got power brakes, we got power steering. We'll check to see if the AC is actually working. It's a 350 with an automatic. I'm gonna actually say the AC is not working. Doesn't look like it's connected, but the compressor is there, so the components are there. Again, that's why we're running this as a semi project. Let's go ahead, check the trunk. Trunk is in good shape. Weather sealing is all intact. We got a spare tire back here. Got the original floor mats in the car. We just leave them just in case the next owner decides that they want them. But trunk looks good. We'll check out the floor pans obviously once it's on the rack, but looks pretty solid. Let me get this in here. Let's check out the interior. Seats in this car are very nice. It's kind of like an off-white, but very clean. No stains, no rips, no tears of any kind. Looks very nice, as well as the carpet. We got red carpet. No issues with the carpet. And then as you look at the door panels and that too, no issues there at all. Windows are power. They all do work. And of course, we'll check them out when we do the test drive. Driver's side door panel looks solid. Little tiny bit of warping or coming off here. Nothing that some glue probably wouldn't fix. You know, they're normally screwed down, but no big issues there. Dash reads $9,942. The dash, they tried to cover to match the leather that's on the door panels. We're not going to peel it up, but you can pretty much assume that the dash is cracked, and that's why it's on there. Again, they glued it down, so we can't really tell. We're not going to pull it off. And then the glove box is missing the latch. So again, that's why we're running this as we are. Front carpet is very clean. Again, no rips, no tears. And then checking out the seats. Seats are in excellent condition. Again, it doesn't even have any wear marks on it. So very clean interior, with the exception of that dash, which the previous owner did cover up. So, and finally to the passenger side. Seat is in good condition, and again, carpet obviously had to have been replaced at some point in time. And there's your door panels, nice and solid. So super clean car. Like I said, it just needs a little bit of touch up that we don't have time to do. So like I said, we're gonna run this as a semi project. Stay tuned. I'll go ahead and do the test. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this up. As you can see, she fires right up with zero issues. Left turn signal, right turn signal, horn, wipers work. Lights do work, I already checked them, plus I can see them reflecting off that car up there. Fan is not blowing. And let's check. Don't believe this radio works. I tried it earlier. Super old school radio, detachable faceplate. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it doesn't work. And I know the top works. We'll check that later on once we come back from the test drive. Again, windows are solid. So that's weird. All right. Brakes are a little bit firm. I mean, it's stopping with zero issues, but just pedal feel, I can tell, like I said, it's a little bit firm. Throttle response is decent. As soon as I hit the pedal, she's ready to go. As you can see, beautiful day to have a top down. Speedometer seems to be working. It's moving up to about 20, so I'm gonna say that works. Steering feels properly aligned. We'll see once we get on the test drive. One thing I did notice is the gear selector. It's not actually showing correct. I'm in drive, but it's still showing in neutral, and it showed in neutral when I put it in park too. So that little needle doesn't move. Let's see. Hands off the wheel. She's tracking straight. It's about how much play I got in the steering wheel before she kicks in. So not horrible by any means. Suspension feels solid. I'm not bouncing all over the road. I'm not hearing any squeaks or rattles. Also not hearing the doors bounce around inside the door. I'm sorry, the windows bounce around inside the doors either. Brakes definitely are a little firm. Again, it's stopping with zero issue, but it's just not, you know, super soft pedal I'm accustomed to during this time frame. Throttle response is decent. I mean, the car is, you know, it's moving under its own power. This motor is not going to have high horsepower, and you know, you're not going to burn out or anything like that, but she will move, and as you can hear, she'll cruise perfectly with zero issues as well. So everything sounds good. I'm not hearing any weird noises from under the hood, no belt squeal or anything like that. And again, on some of these potholes, she's not bouncing around or anything. So suspension feels pretty solid still. As soon as we get back, of course, I'll get it on the rack and we'll check out the floors, see if anything has been done. But so far, so smooth, definitely. And like I said, if it wasn't for these small little cosmetic blemishes, it's a super solid car. But again, we just don't have time to, you know, go through it and let it sit. So, all right, stay tuned. We're go ahead and get her on the rack. All right, y'all, we got the LeSabre up on the rack. Starting with the rear bumper. Again, bumper looks pretty solid. No real issues to point out there. Looking underneath the car, obviously we came off the test drive. No signs of any leak from the gas tank or anything like that. Underneath looks relatively clean. I don't see any undercoating hiding anything. Nothing seems to be rusted out. Trunk pans look solid, as well as the gas tank, and then the frame and the frame extensions. We do have drum brakes in the rear, and everything else looks like full stock suspension as well. Exhaust looks OG as well. Checking out the floors and the frame, no issues here. Looks pretty solid. Nothing on the driver's side. Coming down to the passenger side, starting with the rear, looks pretty solid. We do have a little bit of a soft spot here. I can't put my finger through it or anything, but it is a little soft spot that's going to be starting. Again, that's why we got this car priced as a semi project. I don't think it's anything that needs to be addressed as of right now, but of course, you know, if you're doing a full build, you're going to do your floor pans anyway. Rest of the pans in the frame look solid. No signs of leak from the trans or the oil pan. Moving forward, disc brakes up in the front with the rest of the stock suspension. And again, nothing shows any signs of leak, and everything looks solid. Let me go ahead and get to the front. Front bumper looks to be in good shape. The impact strips are there, and as well as the chrome, so everything looks solid there. Moving down the passenger side, matching tires at all four corners. It's the original Cooper, the white walls, radials. Inner fender wheels look solid. Again, frame is nice and straight. Like I said, it's a super solid car. Just a little bit of TLC and it should be super ready. Definitely got some rust right here underneath the bottom, well, basically underneath that door. So overall, definitely a solid starting point to get into this. I'm gonna go ahead and fire this up so we can go ahead and let the top up. Top is moving pretty smooth, has good speed to it. Not gonna lock it down since I'm not going anywhere. Top is in excellent shape. At some point in time, this clearly was replaced. Glass has 0 scratches or etching on it. And then, like I said, there's no stains on here either. So we got a new top. Again, I couldn't tell you how old, but 100% I can verify. I can guarantee you this is a newer top. So super clean. Let me go ahead and get back over to the other side. Show you guys the lights work. Damn. So again, you're interested in this 75 LeSabre, give us a call, 256-801-4409. Check us out on Instagram at Rolling Museums and also the website. As always, we appreciate you watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe below.